George Kilpatrick Inspiration for the Nation, celebrating people we feel good about. Bishop Ronald Dewberry is here, President, CEO of Center of Hope International. The MWBE Wealth Summit is coming to the Cuse in a couple of weeks, September the 14th. And here to tell us all about it is Bishop Dewberry. How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
So tell me what's going on.
Well, we're hosting the 7th annual MWBE, the emphasis on Wealth Summit. The acronym, or should I say the subtitle to that, is Building Your Financial Portfolio. So we're going to focus on financial literacy. It's going to be broken down basically outside our keynotes, dealing with access to capital for businesses, financial services, creating generational wealth, and then there'll be the other aspects of it, that deals with MWBE certification. We have two great speakers coming in. One being Sonia Booker, who's a real estate mogul, a wealth coach. She'll be talking a lot about investment. And then we also have Stacy Tisdale, who is on air. Well, really, she was probably the first on air financial analyst, and she's also the CEO of My Money Media Incorporated. And she will be talking to us specifically about, investment and, managing your money and the things that you can do in order to, grow your capital and things of that nature. So again, the emphasis is on financial literacy. It's an empowerment session. And so there's just a wide range of other people that are local who will be on the program as well, contributing in their respective spaces.
Financial literacy, I immediately think of Michelle, and Michelle Brooks Rowling will be one of the folks who will be there.
She'll be there. We'll have, people from the foundations there. Stephanie Littlejohn, the CEO of Central New York Community Foundation. Sheena Solomon from the Gifford Foundation. We'll have people from, various CDFIs that are in our market area here, from Pursuit Lending, AmeriQ, to Cooperative Federal, to others that are Launch New York, out of Buffalo. Then we'll have, on the financial services, we'll have Jody DeAugustine from Rockbridge Investment Management. We'll have Vicki Brackens from Vicki Brackens Financial Solution Network. So Vicki, that's her space. She's been in business for a very long time, and so it's really going to be just a great summit. And one of the things that our community has suffered long in, and that is that every not-for-profit, I should say, struggles when it comes to finding capital for, whether it's for your business or having access to capital for your organization. There are very few alternatives for us. We usually, as a not-for-profit, end up competing for the same resources from the same source, that is, for the same sources in order to fund our business. And so at some point in time, much like we're going through a technological revolution now with Micron and all the other investments that are being made in our footprint, we also have to prepare the next generation to handle their money better, create financial opportunities for our children and our children's children to be able to have access to capital for education, for businesses, for home ownership, and things of that nature. So what I'm doing is I've always had this component to my summit. It's just that this year there's a stronger emphasis on the financial literacy component.
That was exactly what I was going to ask you, because it seems as though, and by the way, Vicki will be happy to hear you talk a lot about generational wealth and
Oh, yeah.
and all that. That's a thing that's a theme of hers. Is zero no more is what she talks about, because so many of our families are starting over, right? Starting from zero, and not transferring wealth and through their families. And there's some sense, and she talks about there's some very simple ways to do that. So this will be located where?
Okay, so this year we're bringing it back to the church. So of course, I pastor New Life Temple of Praise Church in the city here. Um, in the previous years, I've always hosted it at a hotel. So
Mm-hmm.
I've rented out the Marriott or whichever the hotel that was available. This year, I decided to bring it home.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to host it. The Center of Hope is located on the same campus as my church building, so it's a two-building complex. So we're going to host it there at the church at 5013 South Salina Street. And again, that's on the 14th, and it'll be from 9 until 5 o'clock. So obviously I have the space to do that, and I can accommodate the crowd and things of that nature. And then we're going to have also too live entertainment, of course. As I always do, typically. We'll have Dr. Jasmine Gant, who is an international award-winning saxophonist. She's going to, in fact, she's been to Syracuse before.
Vicky brought her.
Yeah, she was. In fact, during that time, I had thought about bringing her too, and then COVID hit.
Yeah.
So I delayed it, and so Jasmine, as she's affectionately known, she's we agreed to do it at a later time, and so the time was right to bring her here. And so she's doing it, man. She just released a new album, her fifth one, and she's only like 32, but she's on the marquee of every famous jazz festival around the country with all the greats. So
she's really good.
Going to be a great caveat for the summit.
Now that's going to be after the summit.
That's going to be during the summit. So she will perform at the summit.
Oh, bet. Okay.
Preceding the summit, there is a VIP gathering that's going to be on the 13th.
Oh, on the 13th. Okay. And so the day before. Okay. And she'll be playing there as well. Okay.
That'll be a live performance, 70-minute live performance by her, and it'll be, for community stakeholders, special guests, sponsors, and I'm sure you'll be on the list if you're available, to attend that event.
Appreciate that. Well, and so people can go. How do people get tickets?
Go to the website, or you can go to Eventbrite and just look up MWBE Wealth Summit Syracuse, and you'll find the information. Or you can go to my not-for-profit wealth website, which is www.cohi-inc.org.
Mm-hmm.
So www.cohi-inc.org. Center of Hope International Inc.org. Yeah.
And the date once again is September the 14th. That's Saturday, 9 and 5. It'll be at the New Life Temple of Praise, 5013 South Salina Street, in the building next door. It'll
be in both buildings. Both buildings will be occupied.
Both buildings. Okay.
We're gonna rock it in both buildings, but it's gonna be, again, it's gonna be easily accessible to everybody. And we bring it back to the church.
Tickets start at $75. There's also a VIP option for some of the other performances. And again, you can get those tickets at eventbrite.com or cohi-inc.com. It's the MWBE Wealth Summit.
.org.
.org. Oh, yep.
Yep.
cohi-inc.org. And it's the MWBE Wealth Summit. Building your financial portfolio. Plus, you can also attend a meet and greet. Get your, go online, get your tickets, and really, when you think about all of the different opportunities, we were talking a little bit earlier, and the first thing you asked me, we were talking about something else. You said, "Hey, what about the investment piece?" And that's really the conversations that we ought to be having more of. And I think you'll have that opportunity at the MWBE Wealth Summit, especially around what to do to make sure that wealth is transferring between generations, especially with Black folk in our community. This is an important opportunity. 7th Annual MWBE Wealth Summit, building your financial portfolio. You can start today, a little bit here, a little bit there, and it'll be all right. Bishop Ronald Dewberry, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Unless you have something else you want to add?
Well, I think we hit all the key points. So just look forward to seeing you and everybody else that's listening on your broadcast at the Wealth Summit in
It should be a great day. Check it out. COHI-INC.org. And also on Eventbrite. Look it up. Should be a good time. Inspiration for the nation. Take care.
Take care.